Malakai Black is not expected back in AEW. Plus, the latest on Jade Cargill's WWE status, and multiple major names could be making Royal Rumble returns. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Right, reset the calendar. It has been 0 days since we talked about Malakai Black leaving AEW. He's going to be sending us a video from his car any minute now. So on Dynamite, as you and I talked about yesterday, Andrew, Will Ospreay told Buddy, you don't need a leader to follow. Nope. I'm your guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. And Buddy Matthews actually agreed in that little post-show promo.
Yep.
This seems to intimate that the House of Black may be done, as does the latest update from Fightful.
Yes, they said yesterday Malakai Black is not expected back in AEW.
Simple, to the point, and effective. Once again, we will reiterate that Tony Khan has said that he has a contract with them until 2027.
Yes, which is interesting. So I wonder what we're going to see. I'm sure, as you said, if things are different in that, we will hear from Malakai Black's car. But until then, it's quite exciting, and it's nice to see him doing like the indie dates as well that we saw. He's got a date coming up soon for
Coastal Championship Wrestling.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's been a long time. This back and forth with whether or not Malakai Black is happy in AEW, whether he's staying in AEW. He's one of a few people that are just sort of on the periphery of AEW at the moment who seem to have, for whatever reason, an issue getting programs on television, whether it's with them or whether it is with management. We don't quite know. Like Ricky Starks is another one of those names that as of recently has struggled to get himself back on AEW television. And Malakai Black, another one. And also Malakai Black, a lot of people, as soon as the regime change happened in WWE, they all felt he'll end up back there.
And not to mention, obviously, Zelina Vega, his partner, is there as well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, sometimes it's nice just to be able to go on the road with your loved one.
Nice to hang out with your other half. We'll keep you updated on the Malakai Black situation when he does inevitably post that video from his car, telling us how wrong we all are. Jade Cargill flavoured news. Speaking of cars, she was...
That was literally in my mind then. I was waiting for the segue.
Remember Cargill getting car killed just for Christmas? Hey, there she is.
Very good.
Oh, bless her. She is reportedly getting back in the ring. She reportedly was back in a wrestling ring this week at the Performance Center. What's the latest from PW Insider, Andrew?
They say Jade Cargill has been in the ring all week at the Performance Center. Today is slated to be her final day training there this week. We are told she is scheduled to be back at the PC next week as well.
So we are very close to seeing Jade Cargill back in the ring proper on SmackDown to get to the bottom of who killed Cargill.
Who could it be?
Well, it's either Naomi, it's either Bianca Belair, or it's Feathers McGraw. One of easily the third, the most likely.
I don't know about that. It's just a nun on a pleasure cruise. I see no penguin, no chickens here. I'm excited to see him back.
You know. I wouldn't be shocked if we see her at a major event by the end of the start of next month, rather.
Yes.
Which we're going to touch on right now. PW Insider saying when it comes to the Royal Rumble this year, there's been talks of bringing in some former Royal Rumble winners for the event. Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Ric Flair are two of the names that they have heard bounced around. Now, this doesn't mean to essentially be in the Rumble.
No. I wonder if it's like, with this being, because this will be the first premium live event on Netflix, won't it? And I imagine that maybe for casual fans who've maybe dropped off, I feel like casual fans would know what the Rumble is, though, but for everybody thirsting over Roman Reigns, who are tuning in to see Roman Reigns are like, what is a Rumble? And then maybe these sort of like bring out legends to give you a bit of a history, a bit of a backstory as to what this match is. Yeah,
Duggan being the guy who won the first ever Royal Rumble, Ric Flair being one of the first adopters of the coast-to-coast approach to the Royal Rumble, entering his at number 3 in 92 and winning the whole darn thing. I like the fact that they celebrate, like, the Royal Rumble's my favourite show of the year. It's without a shadow of a doubt, it's my favourite event of the year. It's got all the things I love love about wrestling. It's got surprises. It's got a menagerie of wrestlers from across the decade who pop by and say hi. It's got statistics. It's got strategy, and it's got a litany of potential winners. Like I love going into Rumble season because, like, even though we'll have an idea as to who's probably going to win it, we won't know for definite until the thing goes down.
That's it. I know a lot of people are saying, maybe John Cena to win the Rumble. Wabba-doo. But, I mean, again, things change, don't they, in the weeks leading up to it. So it'll be really interesting to see where we get to with that one.
WrestleVotes give us an update as well on a few people who could potentially, and this is just speculation on my part, be a part of the Women's Royal Rumble this year as well. They gave us an update on Alexa Bliss, didn't they?
Yes, the highly anticipated return of Alexa Bliss, says WrestleVotes, is on the horizon, according to a well-placed source. Creative is reportedly working her into future plans with merchandise and promotional materials already in development.
This has been a long time coming for Alexa Bliss, who's been away with numerous things that have stopped her getting back into the ring. Of course, as well as that, she's welcomed a child into the world. She's got married, and I think we're ready to see what Alexa Bliss can do moving forward now. I'm keen to see Alexa Bliss back in the mix,
because there's been so many with like the Wyatt Six stuff as well. We've had little sort of her tweeting out at the same time that other little bits of theirs have been coming out, and people have been piecing things together. Oh, that's the floor in Alexa's apartment and all that kind of stuff. So I think we feel like, and we've been speaking about for the longest time, like, oh, it feels like she's coming back now, and then it's never quite happened. So it really is exciting to see where she's going to end up and what she's going to do.
WrestleVotes also give us an update on two other people conspicuous by their absence on WWE TV, being Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. What do we know about those two, Andrew?
So, WrestleVotes also saying we're told both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair names now officially appear on the current internal active roster once again. As of early this week, we can say that Becky Lynch is set to return on the Raw brand, while Charlotte will make her home on Friday nights.
Becky, they thought, would be part of the Netflix premiere on Monday. However, it's since come out that basically WWE just want to pace these things a little bit, spread them out a little bit, and there was a lot happening on that Netflix premiere that you didn't necessarily need to have the return of Becky Lynch on top of that. So I think that's been pulled for obvious reasons there. Becky and Charlotte as number 1 and number 2 in the Rumble.
Oh, you are teasing me. That's quite good. I would like that, actually. I think that'd be brilliant.
I think there's money in that.
I think so too. Tom, I'm getting goosebumps, and no, it might be just because it's cold in here.
It's really cold in here.
But I think that would be really cool.
My favourite Rumble trope is when numbers 1 and 2 are there at the end. That's my favourite trope of the Rumble.
I think that they could very well make it to the final 4.
Yeah.
1 and 2, and then in the final 4 as well.
I mean, I like it when the 1 and 2 are the last two. I don't
know too.
Whether or not that therefore would mean that maybe Becky Lynch would win the Rumble and head off to face Rhea Ripley.
I'm just a stan for Io Sky, and I want Io Sky to win everything in 2025.
You stan for Sky.
I do.
Becky's been very busy in the acting world. It was revealed in the latest interview on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Van Vliet had a chat with Seth Rollins, and Seth gave some insight, pun intended, into his wife's acting project, saying, "My wife loves acting. She's way better at it than I am." He got cut from the new Captain America movie.
He did, yeah.
Or she makes me think he was terrible at acting. Look out, Captain America. She's got awesome stuff coming out. Obviously, she's announced a bit on Star Trek, but she's got another secret thing that I'm not allowed to talk about that will be coming out sooner than that. She has been hustling. We've been living all over the place for what she's been doing. The shoots have been in different locations. We've been bouncing around. We spent a month in Toronto for the Star Trek thing. Spent a month or two on the East Coast late last year as well for the other thing. The top secret thing I'm not supposed to talk about. Yeah, she's been super busy. That's her deal. What could be the top secret thing?
I don't know. What could it be? Big movie? Maybe it is a Marvel thing? I don't know. I don't know. Intrigued.
Maybe she's taken Seth's role in Captain America.
Maybe she has.
Absolutely fuming. So maybe we're looking at potentially for the Women's Royal Rumble, Jade Cargill.
Yep.
Alexa Bliss. Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch.
Maybe. Yeah, it's going to be... If that's to be the case, if they don't, reveal these people beforehand, it's going to be stacked as anything.
It is going to be a big old Rumble this year, and we're going to be with you all the way to the Rumble with the latest online and, of course, on this channel as well. Finally, we want to give our condolences and pay tribute to Richard Harris, best known as Black Bart. He's passed away at the age of 76. It was revealed by his wife online yesterday. Harris has been battling stage 4 rectal and liver cancer for a while, recently made the decision to stop chemotherapy treatment, and Linda has said that he was ready to meet his maker, announced yesterday that Harris had passed. He made his professional debut in 1975, wrestled around the territories, Mid-Atlantic, Mid-South, world-class championship wrestling from Florida during the 80s. Of course, performed under several names, but Black Bart was the one that we absolutely know and love. He toured with All Japan and New Japan. He signed with the WWF at the time in the 90s, mainly doing stuff on Primetime Wrestling and Wrestling Challenge. We didn't see him do loads of stuff from there. He went on to do stuff for WCW for a very brief spell. He was very much part of the early years, the formative years of several notable wrestlers on the scene, including Necro Butcher and JBL. And John Layfield has commented on his passing.
Yes, he said, Black Bart took me under his wing and taught me how to be a professional wrestler. We were tag champs in Texas, but we were also just buddies. We sat together in the dressing room while Bart spit in his trash can and constantly joked about everything. Bart meant the world to me. I love you, big brother. R.I.P.
Quite a legacy left behind by Richard Harris, aka Black Bart. And we here at Cultaholic send our condolences, of course, to the friends and the family of the late, great Black Bart. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.